A vote on safety in your student's school. We're previewing the Madison School Board's decision on keeping or removing officers in schools.
Plus, the search will continue this morning for a 9-year-old girl in the Rock River. How you can help.
And we're still tracking the heat, humidity, and chances for thunderstorms. I'll lay it all out in your first warn forecast.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Yeah, hot week ahead for sure. Humid out there already. Could you feel it this morning when you came in?
Chris likes to call it air you can wear. I certainly felt that way coming in.
Yeah, you're loving that phrase this morning.
I am. We're going to look good this week. Sweaty.
We're going to glisten.
Hair's going to be bad. It's not going to be pretty.
We're going to glisten like no other week before, all right? A lot of stories happening today. Madison School Board is going to vote to remove or keep officers from high schools. Last week, city officials, including Mayor Sancho Rhodes Conway, took some initial steps to end the police department's contract with Madison schools. The topic's been brought up multiple times in the last couple of years. That contract was ultimately extended, though, last summer. Calls to end the school resource officer program, though, have intensified in the last few weeks. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll take a more in-depth look at why protesters want police removed.
Mississippi will soon have a new state flag. Both the state house and Senate voted in favor of changing its flag Sunday, sending a bill to the governor's desk that he says he will sign. The measure says the new flag can no longer include a Confederate emblem and must include the phrase, "In God We Trust." Mississippi residents will have a chance to vote on their new flag in November during the general election. To the north in Minneapolis this morning, officers will no longer review body camera footage before filing an initial report of what they say happened during a critical incident. Mayor Jacob Fry says officers are now asked to fill out their statement at the scene to get the most accurate recollection. Watching body cam footage before filing a report is pretty standard for most other police departments in the country.
6:01 right now to the coronavirus. Dane County and the state are seeing an upward trend of positive cases. Health officials are reporting 120 new cases of the coronavirus over the past 24 hours in Dane County, breaking the single-day record set just Thursday. Since the start of the outbreak, more than 1,600 people have tested positive in the county, while nearly 1,000 of them have recovered. Last week, Public Health Madison-Dane County said they're seeing a concerning spike in cases, tying that increase back to bars. Through June 26, Public Health says it had 12 cases in all of June where people said that they'd been to social justice protests, compared to 76 cases at bars this week.
Statewide, health officials reporting no new coronavirus deaths for the second time in the last week. The percentage of positive tests, though, is spiking to above 7%. 5.9% of tests came back positive Saturday. DHS says 18% of the state's 27,800 cases remain active.
Right now, the search for a missing 9-year-old has entered its 5th day. This is a live look at the Rock River in Janesville this morning, where crews resumed their search just minutes ago. Madison Billups vanished late Thursday when she was swept underwater. We're told crews will continue their search until nightfall tonight with the help of the Janesville Fire Department. Anyone wishing to help should start at Preservation Park and work south, avoiding the first responders there. Crews say if people get too close, it could disturb the sonar they're using. Right now, crews are also looking for a missing 59-year-old man in Lake Kegonsa this morning. Officials say they're now on a recovery mission there after the man jumped from a boat around 7 o'clock Saturday night. Authorities say he was not wearing a shirt but was wearing black pants at the time. The DNR, Dane County Sheriff's Office, and multiple fire departments are searching for that man.
On the West Coast, weather is causing a problem for crews searching for 3 separate missing hikers in Mount Rainier National Park in Washington. Matthew Bunker was reported missing by his climbing partner on Saturday. He was higher up on the mountain on skis and might have fallen. Vincent J. was reported missing 10 days ago, last seen hiking on a trail, and Talal Sabag was last seen hiking in the Paradise area of the park. Crews can't search by foot right now because of the bad weather. Helicopter searches were also paused, but they'll start back up sometime this week once the weather clears up. We're learning new details this morning about a house protesters burned to the ground in Milwaukee. One of the residents of that house, Jaleesa Hall, says she was in the hospital after giving birth when her house was set on fire twice. Activists surrounded the home last Tuesday, claiming the 3-unit building was used for sex trafficking. Police, though, say they found no evidence to support those claims. Hours later, 3 people had been shot, 10 first responders injured. Hall tells the Journal she lost everything in the fire and has never seen anything that indicates other units in her home were used for trafficking.
6:04 right now as we turn to the forecast. Hopefully you had that AC tuned up because you're going to need her this week.
Yes, you certainly do. The dew points are already up, so it's really humid out there. Temperatures are starting out at 70 degrees this morning. Dew points are into the mid-60s. We'll talk more about those in just a moment. Here are the air temperatures. 70 for Monroe and Janesville as well. Good morning in Boscobel at 75. Viroqua, good morning to you guys. Coming in at 71. You work your way towards the lake shore. Winds are coming off of Lake Michigan, so it's just a little bit cooler with those temperatures at 66 for our friends in Juneau and Watertown, Waukesha at 63. That's where the dew points are into the upper 50s and low 60s. It's comfortable there compared to what we're seeing on the western half of the state where those dew points are into the low 70s. So we are right on that line here between the immediate Ope and it's a scorcher. I expect dew points to increase throughout the day, moving more towards the it's a scorcher category when it comes to how humid it feels. We aren't seeing any showers and thunderstorms here throughout south central Wisconsin. I am tracking them across northern parts of the state. We've had this line of showers and thunderstorms for the past several hours. It has not moved all that much, but I'm expecting at least some southeastward movement as we go through the next couple of hours. Whether or not that holds together to get towards Madison is unlikely, but we'll still at least see a couple of showers of thunderstorms bubbling up later on this morning and into the afternoon. Here's the setup though. The reason things are more comfortable in the eastern part of the state as opposed to the western part of the state, we have the stationary front bisecting Wisconsin as we speak. It's really gonna stay put as we go through the week per se, but eventually we'll start to see this cold front arriving towards, or at least from the north and west. That'll spark off some added chances for showers and thunderstorms. We will never truly cool down behind that, though. We might just see some drier air working its way on in. 69 for now. We'll be at 80 by 10 o'clock. Temperatures continue to warm up towards 88 this afternoon. Here's where the showers and thunderstorms begin to bubble up as well. That'll be the relief that helps to cool things off just a little bit. We'll cool down towards 71 as we begin to move towards the overnight hours, and then it's the heat that we're going to continue to watch all week long. That's going to keep these temperatures above average. That also means we're going to be staying sticky. As Leah likes to point out, I like the phrase, the air you can wear. That sticks around because the word humid is in every day of the forecast. We warm up a degree by the time we get you towards Saturday and Sunday. We go from 88 to 89, so there's a change in the forecast. I didn't copy and paste everything here. But no, it's just one of those patterns where the air is kind of stagnant and hot and humid. There's not much of a breeze. Unless you sit next to a fan and drink some cool water.
Any chance that we break out of this before next Wednesday?
Right now, no.
Right.
I just don't see it.
All right.
Aww.
Thanks anyway, Chris Reese. 6:07 right now. Organizers behind the advertising boycott campaign against Facebook say they're taking the movement global. Organizers say they hope that by increasing worldwide pressure, they can push Facebook to remove hate speech. Reuters reports more than 160 companies have joined the Stop Hate for Profit campaign, including Verizon, Ben & Jerry's, and Coca-Cola. Those companies agreed to not buy ad space from Facebook for the month of July. Facebook says they acknowledge they have more work to do and are teaming up with civil rights groups to develop new tools to fight hate speech. Starbucks is not formally joining that effort, but it is pausing all social media advertising for now. That decision will put particular financial pressure on Facebook, though, where Starbucks spent nearly $95 million last year. Starbucks says the move is happening as it holds internal discussions about stopping hate speech.
L'Oreal, the world's largest cosmetic company, says it will stop using words like whitening and fair in describing its products. L'Oreal's decision follows several other companies making similar moves for inclusivity. Johnson & Johnson also says it will discontinue 2 lines of skincare products that include the word fairness for the same reasons. The 20th BET Awards are in the books this morning. That ceremony celebrated the achievements of Black people in sports, movies, TV, and music right here on CBS. The ceremony used last night's performances as an opportunity to showcase the Black experience and the fight for equality. That included acts from Alicia Keys and Roddy Ricch, who wore a Black Lives Matter shirt during his song. Lil Wayne and Wayne Brady also performed to honor the lives of Kobe Bryant and Little Richard, who both passed away this year.
As for the big winners last night, Beyonce took home 2 of the big awards. the Her Award and the Humanitarian Award. In the athletic categories, Simone Biles and LeBron James took home the Sportsman and Woman of the Year. Best R&B Pop Artist Awards went to Lizzo and Chris Brown, and Queen and Slim took home Best Movie.
6:09 right now. Let's take a look at your first-born traffic on a Monday morning as you head out the door right now. Looks like no crashes to report across town. A couple more delays popping up along Park Street, West Wash, East Wash right now. If you are hopping on the Beltline, though, looks like you shouldn't have any problems from the interstate all the way towards John Nolan Drive. You should be in the clear. That's your first-born traffic.
All right, thank you, Josh. Coming up, we continue our coronavirus coverage as the number of worldwide cases has now passed the 10 million mark.
And when classes start back up, schools are looking into how they can help your student cope with the pandemic, how they plan to put an emphasis on mental health. That's when News 3 Now This Morning returns.
Welcome to the all-new Dwellings.
Happy 4th of July Super Sale, happening this week at the Brothers Maine. Come in now for more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. We make upgrading your home more convenient at Maine with up to 18 months of 0% financing and expert-free delivery. Get more at the 4th of July Super Sale. More selection, more savings, and more satisfaction. And happy birthday, USA, from the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, Baca Enterprises is truly humbled and thankful to all of our employees, residents, families, and vendors for their patience and cooperation.
Our employees have gone above and beyond with sanitation efforts, altering their daily routines, all while spreading joy and happiness throughout our communities.
Looking to the future, Baca Enterprises will be here for you.
To provide a sense of security and to provide comfort by keeping you safe and healthy.
Baca Enterprises is helping you live life with confidence. Visit our website to schedule your tour today.
Talk about fireworks. Check out these offers at Denver Mattress. Sleep cool all night long and save up to $500 on the superior cooling comfort of a Tempur-Breeze. Or get $100 off our Athlete's Choice Bed in a Box lineup. Check out the Queen Size Summit Firm, only $189.99, plus 7 years no interest financing and free shipping right to your doorstep. And to celebrate Casper's arrival at Denver Mattress, score special savings on all Casper mattresses and accessories. Better move fast. These deals will be gone before you know it.
You may not know them. The coffee shop owner who knows your order. The couple who saves your seats. The family down the street who greets you with a smile. They've been there for you. Now you can be there for them. Donate today and help our friends and neighbors keep their power on.
Where will you go first? Will it be familiar streets? Or perhaps unknown roads? Wherever you may go, Lexus will welcome you back with exceptional offers. Find a Lexus for every road at Lexus.com.
Lease the 2020 ES350 for $379 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Dwellings, Madison's best kept $150 secret. Now open in Fitchburg.
6:13 right now, breaking overnight overseas. At least 7 people are dead after a group attacked the stock exchange in Pakistan. Special police forces were sent in to secure that building just a couple of hours ago. Police say the gunmen were armed with automatic rifles and grenades. All 4 were killed by police. 1 officer and 2 security guards were also killed. This is still a developing story. Stay with News 3 Now This Morning and channel3000.com for updates.
New numbers from Johns Hopkins University show there are now more than 500,000 deaths from the coronavirus worldwide. The U.S. holds the highest number at more than 125,000 deaths. That's just over a quarter of the global total. Brazil has the second highest total with 57,000. This comes just hours after the world reached another grim milestone, hitting more than 10 million confirmed cases.
New York, once the nation's epicenter for the pandemic, is only reporting 5 deaths from the virus in the last 24 hours. That's the lowest daily death total it's reported since March 15th. Back in April, during the state's peak, Nearly 800 people were dying there every day from the virus. Governor Andrew Cuomo says, though they're now on the opposite end of the pandemic, New Yorkers still need to keep their guard up to prevent a resurgence. And as we see a continued spike in cases across the country, Democratic lawmakers are now calling for a better coordinated federal response. According to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, that would include a national mask policy. That is something she says is long overdue. In an interview with ABC's This Week, Speaker Pelosi called on President Trump to set an example for the people by wearing a mask. The Democratic governors of Washington, Michigan, and New York have also spoken out about the need for masks, according to The Hill. Masks are currently recommended by the CDC, but not required.
In the United Kingdom this morning, mental health experts say those who are recovered from COVID-19 should be screened for PTSD. They're calling for the National Health Service to regularly assess patients who become seriously ill. Psychiatrists say hospitalization for the virus could be traumatizing, especially for those taken into intensive care. Survivors who do show signs of PTSD would undergo treatment to help prevent nightmares and flashbacks that could follow them for the rest of their lives.
As the pandemic continues, Wisconsin is recommending that schools put a strong emphasis on the mental health of students and staff when returning this fall. The Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction recommends schools assume that fear, loss, and isolation contribute to an increased need for mental health support. Senior Policy Advisor Jennifer Camerud says when students return, support needs to be ready.
It is a big part of the plan. We really need to be thinking about how those students feel safe and supported at school.
That's something that spokesperson Perry Hibner says Middleton Cross Plains area schools are focusing on. The district is meeting weekly to discuss plans for next year, and mental health is at the forefront of those discussions, he says. Plans can be expected by late July.
In Milwaukee, the Pabst Theater Group is bringing back live concerts next month. 3 live shows will be held as part of the Revive MKE Live series. The goal is to help artists and venues who've been impacted by the pandemic. The first live show will be held in Turner Hall with some new rules. Guests will be required to wear masks. Temperature checks will also be required, and the building will be held at 25% capacity. Concerts will be held there 3 Fridays in July, starting on the 10th.
Argentina is working to control a plague of millions of locusts. The country's National Food Safety and Quality Service applied a treatment Friday meant to diminish the population in the province of Corrientes. The team will continue working throughout this week to lower the number of insects swarming the area. Millions of these insects arrived to Argentina from Paraguay and are now on the way to Uruguay and southern Brazil.
This is so terrifying. Chris Reese, hoping we don't have any plagues in the forecast.
No plagues are in the forecast, but picture this. I'm going to paint a picture for you, okay? You are on a screened-in back porch in a wooded backyard. The humidity is strong, but your ice water is stronger. Yeah, and a nice fan blowing. That's the picture as we go through this week, because the heat index is going to be real, folks. We're talking dew points that are well into the 60s and 70s. You factor in the fact that I'm expecting high temperatures into the upper 80s, and your heat index looks something like this. This is lunchtime today, and we'll see heat indices well into the 90s here. In fact, we could see those heat indices as high as 96 to 97, maybe even 99 in some spots. Now, eventually, some showers and thunderstorms come our way. While that cools down the temperature, it will not cool down the humidity. The humidity might actually go up after some of these showers and thunderstorms. But look for those bubbling up earlier on this afternoon, right as those temperatures are at their warmest. They'll clear out as we move towards the evening. Then overnight lows will be down around 70 degrees or so. We'll do that again into tomorrow. But the bigger story is just overall, we're going to see a ridge of heat that develops. That's going to keep these temperatures above average for at least the next couple of weeks, guys.
Right, Chris, I'm popping over to your screened-in porch. Sounds like a little piece of heaven over there.
Oh, it is.
My goodness. Thank you very much. 6:18 now. Grocery shopping habits during the pandemic have changed across the country, and that might have you thinking more locally. Consumer Reports explains why buying local might be your best bet. Before the coronavirus pandemic, Michael Parcott's 42-acre pig farm in western New York catered mostly to restaurants. But when restaurants started to close, Michael had to pivot fast. He decided to sell directly to consumers from his farm.
Everything just flew right out the window in a period of 2 hours. People are home, they're not expending as much of their regular food budget, so they're looking for higher quality ingredients.
It's a trend that Michael and other farmers hope continues, even as consumers go back to their pre-COVID shopping habits.
markets. If you're interested in buying and eating more local food, CR says you can do a few things. First, check out your local farmers market.
That food is harvested locally and it does not travel from across the country to a grocery store where you might buy it. So you're going to be getting fresh, nutritious food.
Much of what you'll find at the farmers market is also grown with fewer pesticides or is certified organic. The USDA says the local certified organic products at farmers markets are often competitively priced compared to retail stores. You can also purchase a share in a farm program.
A CSA is a community-supported agriculture. You pay a local farmer up front, and then in return, you usually get a box every week that consists of what has been harvested locally. So you end up getting a really great variety of food that you might not purchase on your own.
Another option, to buy directly from the farm. Michael Parcott is part of a Facebook group that connects customers to local farms.
It's just over a month old now, and there's 7,500 members in there.
Michael hopes to see a small farm renaissance that better connects people with their food.
All right, if you're ever worried you'll come home with too many fruits and vegetables, you don't know what to do with them all, Consumer Reports recommends freezing some for later. Some good advice.
Good idea.
All right, 20 minutes past 6 o'clock on this Monday, and still ahead for us, a look at a new poll telling us how Americans feel about the response to the coronavirus.
Coming up in our next half hour, though he's confident we will have a vaccine for the virus, Dr. Anthony Fauci expressing some concerns for developing herd immunity. We'll tell you why.
News 3 Now this morning. I'll be back right after this.
With a nursing degree, helping others went from a job to a career.
Though challenges surround us, life still goes on. There's still time to dream, still plans to be made. And if you're retiring soon, still deadlines to be met. We talk with people every day who need to replace their employer benefits when they retire. We can answer your questions too, so you can feel good about the decisions you make. For a retirement benefits checklist, visit us online or call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company today.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual. Summer is here. It's time to grab the family and hit the open road. To make sure your trip is safe, Meineke is now offering free brake pads. Call your Madison area Meineke for details. Meineke Car Care Center is here to help.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer, finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, US Cellular has your back with the Samsung Galaxy S25G. Free when you switch, plus no activation fees. Stream without disruption, capture and post without restriction, and do it all without FOOP. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at US Cellular. Choose fair.
Getting your air ducts thoroughly cleaned takes the trained professionals at Stanley Steamer using the most powerful equipment to get the most powerful results. Our equipment goes deep inside your ducts, removing years of dirt, pet hair, allergens, even dust mites. Unlike other air duct cleaning companies, Stanley Steamer cleans your entire system. Just look at how much dirt can be removed. Call today for a free inspection and save $50 on a cleaning.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Let's summer. Let's dine out by truly dining out. Let's send smoke signals to the neighbors, then serve up the freshest of food with a side of fresh air. Let's raise our tongues to tasty by introducing our grills to new thrills and make mouths water more than a backyard slip and slide. Let's live a little more by having another s'more. Because summer is here, and no one does summer like Festival Foods.
News 3 Now and Channel 3000 put top stories and breaking news at your fingertips. Video alerts and forecasts, simple and fast. Download the Channel 3000 app today.
All right, 6:24 now. Mr. Kenton Fowler, a bit of a celebrity in the My News 3 morning photo crew. Take a peek at this one.
That's because he sends great pictures like this.
Impressive.
What's your morning look like? Snap a pic, post it on our social media pages, use the hashtag MyNews3Morning, and we'll show our favorites on the air.
Now, there's no need to waffle about what to have for breakfast on Monday. It's National Waffle Iron Day.
I see what you did there. Waffle irons reportedly made their debut in the 14th century in the Low Countries. Cornelius Swarthout submitted the first U.S. patent back in 1869. A few decades later, in 1918, the first electric waffle iron became available for the general public. Boy, those look really, really tasty.
Is that a clip from a Waffle House?
It kind of looks like it, huh?
I don't know.
So here's the question, and this is a hard one for me. Do you prefer waffles or pancakes? I like both. Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day.
Really?
I can eat anything breakfast related.
Interesting. I prefer bacon.
That wasn't an option. Pancakes or waffles?
Bacon-flavored pancakes. I'll go with that. How about that?
Top the waffle with some bacon bits?
Ooh, yes.
You know, I had that not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah, I think there's a restaurant here in Madison that has like bacon-infused pancakes or something.
I've put bacon bits on oatmeal before, which is really good.
Oh my gosh, you animal.
Slow down.
I've never heard of that. Get out of here.
Slow down.
Hey, I don't know. I'm hungry now. I'm hungry. So if anyone wants to cook some breakfast in the newsroom or something, we can have a good time. We're watching some showers and thunderstorms mainly off towards the north and west. I don't expect those to make it all the way towards Madison before they die. But nonetheless, I do still expect some showers and thunderstorms to pop up this afternoon. We'll see highs around 89.
All right. Thanks, Chris. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Are you one of the 100 million Americans that suffer from chronic pain? Hi there, my name is Tim O'Brien, owner of The Healthy Place. I want you to know about an all-natural product called Cura Relief. With nutrients like boswellia and curcumin, it targets the root of your pain, inflammation. Most people feel a difference in less than 45 minutes. Stop the pain and the drugs naturally with Cura Relief. Stop by one of our 4 Madison-based locations or check us out online at findyourhealthyplace.com. The Healthy Place.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 15 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
I really like the fact that it was made in the USA. I think that USA products are a better quality product. I've tried a lot of other pillows and nothing's worked like MyPillow.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now to give you deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but also my mattress toppers, sheets, and so much more. For example, you can get body pillows regularly $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
I used to think that sheets were just sheets. I got the Giza Dream sheets. They are the most comfortable sheets I've ever had.
The Go Anywhere pillow is so easy to just roll up and take anywhere I want to go.
Go Anywhere pillow is really comfortable, so that's what I really like. It's nice and supportive, and it's nice and small.
The MyPillow topper, for the first time, has enabled me to have a cool night's sleep. I'm able to go to bed and just get rest.
That's 3 inches of wonderful that's in the MyPillow mattress topper. It's just like a firm cloud.
MyPillow helps me get a good night's sleep so I can do my job in the morning.
Go to MyPillow.com to get deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but so much more. For example, you get body pillows regularly $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Whether it's your morning cup of coffee or waiting for mom and dad to come home, our windows will provide endless possibilities to your daily routine here at Mad City Windows. Now would be a great time to take advantage of our summer spectacular sale. Get a house full of windows for $29.95. Zero down, zero payments, and zero interest for 18 months. A bonus. Buy 7 or more premium windows and get a patio door installed for free. Ask about our virtual online estimate. Call now to get a $100 Walmart or Amazon gift card with your estimate.
School safety, a vote that could change the way your student safety is monitored, when it's happening, and why activists are pushing for change.
Heat, humidity, and the showers and thunderstorms continue to push across south central Wisconsin. I'm tracking the steamy setup in the first warn forecast.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks. Thanks for joining us for another Monday. Hope your weekend went well. Chris, how was your weekend?
Not bad. Went to the Dells for a quick bit.
Love the Dells.
Safely with the masks on the kids and everything. I did a little mini golfing. I was gorgeous over the weekend on Saturday, particularly.
It was a stunning weekend. Yeah. Certainly. We got a little sailing in. Perfect weekend for it, especially because this week looks
sticky and humid.
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Are we in Florida?
No, it's feeling like the South, isn't it? Even when you step out this morning, you'll feel it.
Yeah, Chris Reese will have all the details on that heat wave. But first, happening today, Madison School Board is going to vote to remove police officers from their 4 high schools.
The city officials have already shown support for ending the police department's contract with Madison schools, including Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway. This topic's been brought up before, and the contract was ultimately extended last summer, though. But now we have some renewed calls to end the school resource officer program in Madison Public Schools, and intensified especially recently over the last few weeks since the death of George Floyd. Now, Madison's teachers union also called for the removal of officers earlier this month, and tonight the school board will take up the issue. School resource officers were meant to keep campuses safe, but activists say that the officers criminalize Black and Latino students. Government data shows that more than 290,000 students were either arrested or referred to law enforcement agencies during the 2015-16 school year. Black students represented 15% of the student body at that point, but made up 31% of the referrals or arrests. 65% of arrests were students of color or mixed races. There's no national standard training requirements for officers in schools. Only 24 states in Washington, D.C. have passed statewide laws addressing this issue. Wisconsin is not one of them. Madison police officers and their bosses are not in agreement on what their orders were during last week's protests when 2 statues fell and a state senator was assaulted. The Journal-Sentinel reports police union officials say officers were ordered to avoid taking any action against protesters unless an officer was hurt or hit by an object. But interim police chief Vic Wall says that's simply not true. The strategy is more complicated than that. Just hours after protesters went home, Madison's police union sent an email to the department and to Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway. It said the avoidance method leaves the Madison community unsafe. It also said without changing the practice, quote, one of us is going to be killed or innocent lives could be lost. The 4 police officers involved in George Floyd's death will all be in court today. Derek Chauvin is facing second-degree murder charges after a video showed him kneeling on George Floyd's neck for nearly 9 minutes. The 3 other officers, J. Alexander Kang, Thomas Lane, and Tu Tao, are all charged with aiding and abetting. As the case against the former officers continues, the city is one step closer to getting rid of the Minneapolis Police Department. The Minneapolis City Council voted unanimously recently to remove the requirement for the police department under the city charter. Now they'll have to figure out how to keep citizens safe without the department in its current form. Under the plan, a part of the plan is to build on the existing police prevention, violence prevention work that's in place right now. There would still be police officers, but it's too early to know how many. There will be at least 2 more public meetings on this coming up next month to review the amendment. The first is scheduled for Wednesday. 6:33 your time now. Take a look at this new video just into the newsroom this morning. Protesters in St. Louis were making their way to the mayor's home when a couple on their route came outside of their home holding guns. This video of that couple going viral this morning. The man is holding a rifle, the woman pointing a handgun at the crowd. Some are supporting that couple for protecting their property. Others are criticizing them. A new CBS News poll shows most Americans agree with the ideas expressed by the Black Lives Matter movement. The majority includes more than half of white people who were polled. The difference comes by a matter of degree. African Americans are more likely to strongly agree and why people are more mixed between somewhat and strongly agree. You can see more clear divides in how different political parties view the movement. Most Democrats and independents support protests in the movement, but by contrast, most Republicans say they disagree with the ideas expressed by Black Lives Matter. More than half strongly agree.
Developing right now within the last half hour, I've learned the White House plans to brief select members of Congress. This after President Trump denied getting a briefing about intelligence that Russians tried to bribe Taliban fighters to kill U.S. troops. Overnight, the president tweeting the intel wasn't credible, which is why it wasn't reported to him or the vice president. He says the U.S. intelligence could be a hoax to make Republicans look bad. The New York Times report says U.S. intelligence officers and special operations forces warned their superiors about the bounties as early as January. The intelligence report was reportedly included in the president's daily brief and was passed on to the highest levels of the White House. British forces are believed to be some of the forces targeted. A top defense official there plans to ask the UK to raise the issue to the United Nations and NATO. It's unclear how many Americans or coalition forces could have been killed as a result. Russia and the Taliban deny that report. 6:35, let's turn to the forecast with Chris Reese tracking those dew point comfort levels out there. And boy, it is sticky already at this hour, Chris.
Yes, it is, Josh. The dew points are only going to go up as we go through today and into tomorrow. So right now, we're right between the immediate ope and it's a scorcher. It gets even hotter, folks. In fact, there's a good probability that we make it into the straight up don't talk to me level when it comes to just how high these dew points are going to get as we go through the next couple of days. Here they are right now. Dew points are around 70 in Janesville, low 70s closer towards the Mississippi River as well. Then we work our way over towards the lake shore. That's where dew points are into the 50s. It's a little bit more comfortable. What's actually happening is there's a stationary front that bisects the state of Wisconsin. This is the reason temperatures are cooler towards the east as opposed to the west. I'll show you that in a little bit more detail here in just a couple of moments. Good morning, Madison. We're at 70. Good morning to our friends in Janesville, also at 70 right now. Mineral Point and Platteville, good morning to you guys. Also waking up at 73 degrees. Folks, when you think of how humid it is and the way temperatures are going to go, I want to show you the future track heat index as we go throughout the morning. This is 10:30, and a lot of those heat indices are going to be up around 90 to 92 degrees or so. Then we get you towards 1:30. So now we're just after lunchtime. Heat indices will be in the upper 90s at this point. 97 for Madison. Some areas are going to be flirting with triple-digit heat indices later on this afternoon. Now, eventually, we'll start to see some showers and thunderstorms pop up. While that will cool down the air temperature, it will not lessen the humidity. In fact, the rain today will likely only make that humidity a little bit worse. So that's what we're dealing with as we go through the next couple of, well, potentially weeks with the pattern that we're moving into. We don't see any showers and thunderstorms out there right now, but we're going to be watching this move in from the north and west. Eventually, a cold front will begin to approach from the north and west too, but it never really gets rid of the heat and humidity that we're going to see. That being said, timing out this afternoon, we'll see those temperatures warming up into the low 80s. Showers and thunderstorms begin to pop up with highs right around 89 or so. 88 is where we'll call it for your Tuesday. We're going to keep the 88s going all the way through the end of this week, humid for all 10 days, and then we warm up by a degree as we go through Saturday and the rest of that forecast.
It's important to note that degree because you did not just copy and paste this forecast for 10 days.
I didn't copy and paste. I handcrafted each and every single day of the forecast.
All right, Chris Reese, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Just about 6:38 now. We're continuing to follow a spike in coronavirus cases, both nationally and locally. As the U.S. surpasses 2.5 million cases, more people than ever say efforts against the outbreak are going badly. More specifically, 62% of Americans say the response is going badly. That's compared to 57% at the start of this month, 60% back in May. The rating of President Trump's handling of the outbreak is the most negative to date. Only 40% of Americans say he's doing a good job, compared to 53% in March. And the data shows wearing a mask is becoming more political. Republicans are less likely to wear one and call the decision a personal choice. Democrats are more likely to wear a mask and say it's more of a public health responsibility. Gender also plays a role, with more women reporting wearing a mask than more men. We do want to emphasize that the CDC and local health officials do recommend wearing a mask in public, especially when social distancing isn't possible.
So even if a vaccine for the coronavirus is developed, Dr. Anthony Fauci says that it isn't likely to provide herd immunity for the virus.
Only, say, 70-75% of Americans are willing to get the vaccine, and it's only, say, I think you just said 70-75% effective. Is that going to get us to herd immunity?
Unlikely.
Disease expert there made the comments on CNN. He said until there's a vaccine, the one key to controlling the virus is going to be contact tracing. But when he was asked how the U.S. is doing with it, Fauci said that he doesn't think we're doing very well. His comments come as only 2 states are reporting a decline in new cases. Those are Connecticut and Rhode Island. 36 states, including Wisconsin, are showing a rise in cases driven by younger people. You can see on this graph here from the Wisconsin DHS, more than 7% of tests came back positive yesterday. That's more than 3% increase from a week ago, and 3.8% of new tests came back positive. 18% of the state's nearly 28,000 cases are still active.
In Dane County specifically, we're continuing to break records. Yesterday set a new single-day high with 120 people testing positive. The previous record was set just Thursday at 105. Public health officials say the upward trend is not because of increased testing. They're specifically tying the increase back to bars. Through June 26th, Public Health said they had 12 cases tied to protests in all of June. Meanwhile, 76 cases were tied to bars just from this past week.
6:40 is your time. A look at your traffic on this Monday morning. If you're heading off to work this morning, there's Dane County, no crashes or really any delays to speak of across Dane County. Rock County also looking good. If you're heading out, there's your major drive times on the highways across southern Wisconsin, moving at posted speeds. Let's take a live look outside. Just about 6:41 on this Monday. Here comes the sun, and it is a hot and sticky one out there this morning, folks. Get that AC ready. Chris is going to break down the heat coming up.
And if you've ever wondered what space smells like, well, apparently you're not alone. There's a new way to experience it when News 3 Now This Morning returns.
Attic Angel Community has earned a reputation as the one and only. But what's so memorable to the people who live here?
It's good local heart. Interesting friends.
The view from my window.
Continuing education.
The food.
The amazing art studio.
Happy hour.
There are many reasons to love Attic Angel Community, but there's just one Attic Angel.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
Now every Toyota hybrid vehicle is available with 0% financing. With fewer stops per gas, Toyota hybrids give you the confidence to go farther. See your dealer or shop and buy online. Right now, you can lease a new 2020 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid for $239 a month.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
There's time for adventure, there's people to treasure and moments that no one can hold. There's so much to see when you're wandering free on this little blue world we call home. We call home, the only one we've ever known.
Oh my gosh, wow. Who am I? Under eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. I came across Plexiderm and I was so excited. We have a model. All he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful. That's all it takes. Tightens the skin and smooths it out. Gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes.
You know, I felt something happening, but I had no idea. Like, I have so many dark circles. I have the puffiness. I have the lines. Like, it's amazing. I love it.
Holy words I can't say on camera.
This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
This 4th of July is the best time to get Plexiderm for $14.95 and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
They're the best-kept secrets of Madison's concerts on the square.
Hi, I'm Andrew Sewell, Music Director of the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra. Join us as we get closer to the musicians who make concerts on the square something special.
Wednesdays on Live at 4.
Trust us to get it right.
To keep you prepared
when severe weather is on the way
and your family's safety is on the line.
Our team and technology are ready to help you stay safe.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team on News 3 Now.
All right, we're back 6:44. There's new fragrance getting ready to hit the stores, and it's promised to be out of this world.
He had to use that pun because Omega Ingredients recently launched a Kickstarter for a new fragrance called Ode to Space. It's supposed to bring the smell of outer space back down to Earth. The smell is being developed by chemist Steve Pierce. NASA originally contacted him to create the smell back in 2008. It took him about 4 years to develop. It was created to help astronauts train before launching into orbit to minimize surprises for them before they get to space. A former resident of the International Space Station says it's a bitter and smoky smell, kind of like a gun right after firing the shot.
So if you're an astronaut, I've been thinking about this. If you're an astronaut and you're not prepared for this smell and all of a sudden you're up there and you're like, something smells smoky.
This is concerning.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad, right? I'd freak out.
Aside from that, I don't think this is going to be a very popular smell. Oh, like the ladies are going to come after you because you're smelling bitter? This is no axe, my friends. This is not going to go over
gunfire
well.
out there, folks.
Hey, maybe it's a campfire. I don't know.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I would like a campfire
See,
smelling.
I knew how to reach Leah right
there
then
you
and
go.
there.
I know what I'm getting Leah for her birthday.
It's a camping.
All right, we are back on Bear Watch this morning, folks. Take a look at this video into the newsroom. Going viral right now, the Hurt family was fishing in northern Wisconsin this weekend when they saw this bear with a plastic container stuck on its head.
Now, after a few tries, they were able to remove the container. Thankfully, the bear made it back to shore.
Oh, the poor thing had to be so scared.
Poor buddy.
Look at him.
Oh,
Yeah,
look
look at him, right? Yeah.
Oh,
He's free.
There you go. Then you can see it.
Freedom.
That's really neat. They got
You can
that
tell
on
he's not
camera.
even like struggling at all.
Isn't this beautiful though? Like with the lake and the setting and the
sunset and the water, the bear.
Northern Wisco right there.
Epic things going on right here.
Stunning.
Hey, would you guys have the guts to try to take something off of a bear's head?
Oh
Heck
gosh.
yeah.
Not me. I'd be running the other way.
You know, I took a trip to northern Wisconsin a couple of weeks ago and saw a bear in the wild. I was super excited and tried to get close to it. But if you asked me to tighten, no, I'm not. It was like I would not have the guts to do that.
Oh my gosh.
Close but from a distance.
So guys, I have an update to our pancake versus waffle story.
Okay.
We were talking about the bacon. Lee was mentioning the bacon. I guess Pancake Cafe here in town, according to our viewer Kevin, has bacon pancakes.
Yes.
Sold.
Leah, we're going to check that out.
My youth group
News
kid
3 this
Sam
morning
texted me too, and he was like, hey, the original Pancake House has bacon pants. So,
Sold.
yeah.
Couple
Bacon, pancakes, whatever it is this morning. Sounds good to us.
All right.
Might want to stay inside, though, if you're going to have breakfast, because it's horrible outside.
Well, it's so humid. It's not raining yet, but I've been tracking some showers of thunderstorms, mainly towards the north, all morning long. Here they are. They moved through the Twin Cities. They've been so slow moving, but now we're starting to see them make at least some sort of progress into parts of Wisconsin. So these just moved through Eau Claire. They're getting ready to knock on the door for our friends in Black River Falls. Eventually, places like La Crosse and Camp Douglas may get clipped by that. But here in extreme southern Wisconsin, we're dry for now. A beautiful sunrise. You've got a little bit of the Saharan dust on the horizon there. Temperatures are right at 70. Dew points are into the mid-60s. 73 for our friends in Mineral Point. Wisconsin Dells, good morning to you guys. Right at 69. Here are those dew points, though. They continue to creep up. We're likely going to make those dew points into the upper 70s at times. So yikes. What a humid forecast we're certainly going to have. Those storm chances, they begin to pop up this afternoon. Will be at 85 by lunchtime with feels like temperatures around 95.
Boy, things are about to get real uncomfortable.
Oof, yep, that's what I thought saying this whole thing.
Thanks anyway, Chris.
My pleasure.
Coming up in the morning sprint, a troubled airline jet going back up in the sky. We'll tell you the purpose behind the flights.
But first, it is June 29th, and we want to say happy birthday to Allison and all the other kids turning 3 today. You're watching News 3 Now this morning. We thank you for that, and we'll be right back.
Cutie.
News 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Work smarter. Use the cloud to securely print, scan, and collaborate. GI Office Technologies, helping businesses like yours.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 15 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
I really like the fact that it was made in the USA. I think that USA products are a better quality product. I've tried a lot of other pillows and nothing's worked like MyPillow.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now to give you deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but also my mattress toppers, sheets, and so much more. For example, you can get body pillows regularly $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
I used to think that sheets were just sheets. I got the Giza Dream sheets. They are the most comfortable sheets I've ever had.
The Go Anywhere pillow is so easy to just roll up and take anywhere I want to go.
Go Anywhere pillow is really comfortable, so that's what I really like. It's nice and supportive, and it's nice and small.
The MyPillow topper, for the first time, has enabled me to have a cool night's sleep. I'm able to go to bed and just get rest.
That's 3 inches of wonderful that's in the MyPillow mattress topper. It's just like a firm cloud.
MyPillow helps me get a good night's sleep so I can do my job in the morning.
Go to MyPillow.com to get deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but so much more. For example, you get body pillows regularly $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com. Only Steinhoffel sells more Tempur-Pedic than anyone else. And right now, get $300 in Steinhoffel's cash with any Tempur-Pedic. We are Wisconsin's #1 Tempur-Pedic retailer.
Ask about our risk-free 30-day price and satisfaction guarantee on appliances. Hey, we're not happy until you're happy. The Brothers Name, your local store for more since 1938.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer, finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
6:51, time for the morning sprint.
We start with a preview of a Madison School Board vote happening today. It would remove police officers from all 4 high schools. City officials have already shown support for ending the police department's contract with Madison schools, including Mayor Satya Rhodes-Conway. The topic has been brought up multiple times in the last couple of years before the contract was ultimately extended last summer. Calls to end the school resource officer program, though, have intensified in the last few weeks. Madison's teachers union has now also called for the removal of officers.
Madison police officers and their bosses are not in agreement on what their orders were last week when two statues fell and a state senator was assaulted. According to the Journal-Sentinel, city and state police union officials say that officers were ordered to avoid taking any kind of action against protesters unless an officer was hurt or hit by an object. Interim Police Chief Vic Walsh says that's not exactly true. The strategy was more complex than that.
The 4 officers involved in George Floyd's death will all be in court today. Derek Chauvin facing second-degree murder charges after a video showed him kneeling on Floyd's neck for nearly 9 minutes. The 3 other officers, J. Alexander Kang, Thomas Lane, and Tu Tao, are all charged with aiding and abetting.
Breaking news just into the newsroom within the last half hour. 2 police officers are in surgery right now, both in critical condition after being shot this morning in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That incident started off as a traffic stop, which somehow led to a shooting. A perimeter is now set up in the area as officers search for the suspect, David Anthony Ware, a white man with chest tattoos.
Only 2 states are reporting a decline in new coronavirus cases this morning. Those are Connecticut and Rhode Island. 36 states, including Wisconsin, are showing a rise in cases driven by younger folks. You can see that rise right here in this graph from the Wisconsin DHS. 7.1% of tests came back positive yesterday. That's more than 3% higher than it was a week ago, when 3.8% of tests came back positive. 18% of the state's nearly 28,000 cases are still active.
In Dane County specifically, we're continuing to break coronavirus records. Yesterday, we set a new single-day high of 120 positive tests. The previous spike was Thursday with 105. Public health officials say the upward trend is not because of increased testing. They're specifically tying the increases back to bars. Through June 26, Public Health said that they had 12 cases tied to protests in all of June. 76 cases were tied to bars from just this past week.
Right now, the search for a 9-year-old girl in the Rock River has entered its 5th day. This is a live look at Preservation Park right now. Madison Billups was last seen near the former Monterey Dam in Janesville last Thursday. Today's search will go until nightfall with the help of the Janesville Fire Department. If you're looking to help out, you're asked to avoid the first responders in that area. Officials warn if you get too close, it could disturb the sonar they're using. And breaking news into the newsroom within the last 20 minutes, a man is in the Rock County Jail this morning after police say he started a fire during a standoff. Janesville police say Ray Gross confronted officers with a knife outside of a home on Cherry Street. Officers say he didn't listen to their commands and went back into the home. Police surrounded the house and tried to speak with him, and they say they never got a response and instead saw the home fill up with smoke. Raymond left the home unarmed and was arrested without incident. That damage to the home is estimated around $15,000.
The FAA will start testing Boeing 737 MAX planes today. In a letter sent to Congress, the organization says test flights are just one step toward allowing the planes to start flying again. The U.S., along with dozens of other countries, grounded the planes after 2 fatal crashes last year. Despite that, Boeing picked up production last month.
Well, the New England Patriots have a new quarterback, Cam Newton, reportedly joining the team on a 1-year deal. It's incentive-driven. The former NFL MVP will try to help replace Tom Brady, who left the team for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in free agency. Newton's former team, the Carolina Panthers, released him in March after having him for 9 seasons.
6:56, a final look at traffic on this Monday. If you're heading out Madison Metro right now, no crashes to report across town, just the usual delays along Park Street as you approach downtown. Beltline looking good at this hour. That's your first one traffic.
Heat indices will be what we're watching all morning long, starting out in the 60s, but by the time we get you towards lunchtime, those heat indices will be well into the mid-90s, perhaps upper 90s is where we begin to top off, and some of those heat indices flirting with 100. Eventually, some showers and thunderstorms come in to try to cool things off just a little bit. We'll see those highs right around 89 today.
All right, Chris, thanks so much, and thanks for joining us this morning, folks. Stay cool today. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.